Welcome to Dr. A's weekly Healthy Bastard Health Tip. Now last week I talked about back pain. This week the health tip is how to prevent getting back pain. Because if you look at it, the most common presentation to a GP when it comes to muscular things is about back pain. And most people can prevent even going to GPs and even getting it. So, number one, you've got to have good core muscles. You know what I mean? Good six-pack. Because if you look at the back here, you've got the spinal column and the chest wall here, and it goes down to, the spine goes down to the pelvis, but there's no bones here. So if you don't have this strong here, then your back bends forward and you end up with low back pain. So you've got to do good core muscle exercises. There are three main ones to do, and the first one is lying on your back with your back flat on the floor, knees bent, and hands together and bend up, touching your hands on your knees but keeping your back straight, and you can feel the top of your abdominal muscles tensing up. You should do a couple of hundred of them a day. You then have to complement them with doing exercises that cover the lower tummy muscles. So again, you keep your back straight on the floor, bring your knees up and do cycles in the air, and you can feel the lower tummy muscles pulling. That gives you good core strength. The last one is a bit embarrassing for someone like myself to talk about, but it's called a pelvic thrust or pelvic tilt. So you lie back on the ground, you bend your knees like this, and then you thrust your pelvis forward to flatten your back. Keep it there for a while and let it go. Now we all know about pelvic thrust, don't we? Because it's in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
With your hands on your hip. You bring your knees inside. That is the pelvic thrust.
Secondly is seating. When you sit for prolonged periods of time, it can put a lot of strain on the back. So it's really important to have a well-fitting chair which is comfortable, gives a little bit of a bend to the lower spine, and if you can keep the knees as high as you can, that keeps the pressure off the low back. So make sure the boss gives you a decent bloody chair, all right? Number three is it's really important to have good lifting technique. So I've said it time and time again to people, when you lift, the back should be straight, the power is in your thighs. So you bend at the knees, and these thighs can lift massive amounts of loading, but you've got to do it properly. If you have the spine bent and you put the strain on the low back, it's going to pull sooner or later and you're going to be in the crap, okay? And lastly, if you can, you know, I don't want to keep pushing this, but if you can be a pretty good body weight, because if you can imagine if you're just 15, 20 kilos overweight, the extra pressure that has on the back to carry it around. So the ideal is get to an ideal body weight, and that takes a lot of pressure off your back. So that's this week's health tip, preventing back pain. And I'd also like to reveal at this point that we have here behind me the Bear Hawk. Now this here is our secret weapon, thanks to Jonathan, Nikki and Nick, that is going to win us the Healthy Bastards Bush Pilot competition next year. It's meant to be a secret, but I'm sorry, I'm not very good at keeping secrets. So, if you've got an aeroplane, you make sure you be at that Bush Pilot competition, and see you later, folks. Thanks, mate. Hey, by the way, the hat, the Healthy Bastards hat, is going on its first world journey in about 3 weeks. I'm going to take it to Hong Kong and to Jerusalem. When it comes back, I'll then pass it on to one of you who's going overseas to take it with them, and they can we can take a few shots of them and we'll put it on Facebook. See ya.